Welcome to this exciting journey into network security. In this video, we'll explore how to build a basic network security architecture using a FortiGate firewall. We'll walk you through how to protect and manage traffic across different network zones, including the Internet, your internal network, LAN, and a demilitarized zone, DMZ, all critical components of a secure network. So, if you're a beginner network engineer, this is the perfect starting point. Let's dive in and secure your first network together. Here are the prerequisites for this FortiGate-based network security project. Prepare a device to provide Internet access and connect it to the FortiGate WAN interface. Download the FortiGate Firewall image from the official website. Switches, at least 2 managed/unmanaged switches for connecting devices in the LAN and DMZ zones. End PC or device configure as requirements. And prepare a PC for the Internet user or VPN with the IP address 192.168.0.77. We are following the steps to configure the project. The project steps are shared in the description. Prepare VMware Workstation Pro based on project diagram. Open VMware Workstation Pro. Go to the menu bar and click on Edit Virtual Network Editor. The Virtual Network Editor in VMware Workstation Pro is a powerful tool that allows you to configure and customize virtual networks for your virtual machines, VMs. Network list displays all available virtual networks like VNet 0, VNet 1, VNet 8. You can add, remove, or modify these networks. Bridged VMs are on the same network as the host and can use the same DHCP or static IP configurations as the host. Ideal for accessing network resources directly. NAT VMs share the host's IP address for external communication. Useful for isolating VMs while maintaining Internet access. Host-only VMs and the host are on an isolated network, ideal for testing and sandboxing. Custom lets you assign a virtual network to a specific physical adapter or make it completely isolated. Based on the diagram, we need Internet and LAN/DMZ zones. In our use cases for virtual network types, we configure a bridge for Internet access and custom networks for the LAN and DMZ zones. When creating a VM, we also learn how to add a virtual interface to the VM. Now, let's move on to step 2. First, we download the FortiGate image for VMware from the official website. Next, we configure the VM for FortiGate. Let's get started. Go to Fortinet support portal, sign up for an account or log in if you already have one. If you don't have an account, please create one. Anyone can create an account. Put your username and password of Fortinet support portal. After logging in, you will see the dashboard. In Services tab you show the Fortinet services, then go to Support and Firmware Download. In the Download tab have Multiples option, we need to go VM images for download FortiGate Firewall image. In the Select Product dropdown, choose FortiGate. After selecting the version, choose the platform for VMware Workstation, or VMware SE, as it works on Workstation Pro as well. Then download the new FortiGate version file. Need to wait downloading firmware files. The file will typically be in zip format and include a OV file for VMware. Download the file and extract it using software like WinRAR or 7-zip. Now, extract the FortiGate Firewall image file. Open VMware Workstation Pro. Go to Open a virtual machine. Copy the extract FortiGate Firewall image path and paste here. Follow the import wizard to set up the virtual FortiGate. Accept agreement and click Next. VMware will display the VM details such as the name, storage path, disk size, and network adapters. Follow the import wizard to set up the virtual FortiGate. Click Import to start the process. Wait for the import to complete. This may take a few minutes. Now back to the diagram, FortiGate WAN interface configure. In my scenario, I have selected a bridge interface for the WAN. In my scenario, I have created and selected a LAN segment for the LAN zone. Following me. After creating the LAN interface, I followed the same process to create and select a DMZ segment for the DMZ zone. Follow like me. After creating the LAN and DMZ interfaces, click OK. The FortiGate WAN, LAN, and DMZ zone interfaces have been successfully created. After click Power On to start the virtual FortiGate. Once the VM boots up, you can access it using the console window. We've just finished the deployment process of the FortiGate Firewall in the VMware workstation. When the FortiGate serial number is displayed and the login prompt appears, it means the FortiGate is running. Let's configure an IP address to the management interface. In manner to assign an IP address to management interface. Firstly, in our scenario WAN is also management port. We need login to the system with default credentials. Login user is admin login password. In this circumstance, we don't know the default password. Hit enter and change the password as shown below. Let's check the system interfaces by running the following command. Showing all port have default configuration. Config system interface. Edit port 1. Port 1 will be for the management interface, so assign a unique IP address to the management port and set to mode static. In this example our IP address will 192.168.0.250.24, so the default gateway will be 192.168.0.1. To assign IP address to management port, run the following command as shown. Set Allow Access Ping HTTPS SSH for management access. Enter process close and save this configure. Management configuration done. Also, we can verify the make changes of system interfaces by running the following command. Let's check our firewall configuration by accessing the FortiGate Firewall GUI. Before accessing the GUI first, we will check the connectivity to our firewall using the ping utility by running the following command. Execute ping 192.268.0.250. As we can see, the IP address is reachable, which means it is working properly now. We will access the FortiGate Firewall GUI using browser its management interface IP address. https://management IP. Use the same login credential that we have set up on CLI. Now, we are in step 3, Firewall License Activation. Let's get started. Log into FortiGate via the web using the admin user ID and your password. After that, activate the FortiGate license. Check internet reachability from FortiGate, otherwise, the license activation may fail due to sync issues with FortiCloud. Ping failed because the gateway is not configured. Now, configure the gateway for port 1 using the config router static command. Follow the steps as I demonstrate. Set device port 1 and replace gateway IP with your gateway IP address. And for save current configuration. After configuring internet access on FortiGate, check the system status using the get system status command. You will see system details similar to mine, including the license status, which is currently showing as invalid. Log into FortiGate using the GUI, then click on Evaluation License to activate the license. Enter your FortiCloud portal username and password to sync with FortiCloud and activate the license. After entering the FortiCloud portal username and password, click OK. A reboot confirmation window will pop up. Click OK to confirm. If the license is activated successfully, you will see a license downloaded successfully message, and the firewall will proceed with a reboot. Note: one FortiCloud account can activate a license for only one FortiGate device. Anyone can open FortiCloud portal account. Now, check the system status using the get system status command. You will see system details similar to mine, including the license status, which should now show as valid. By logging into the firewall, it will open a setup prompt where we need to specify the hostname. We click Later. Opening FortiGate Firewall dashboard and just check license from GUI. Open your FortiCloud portal and navigate to the My Assets tab. You will see your FortiGate Firewall listed, which you can identify using the serial number. Now we moving to Steps 4, Firewall Basic Configuration. While logging into the firewall, it will open a setup prompt where we need to specify the hostname. Click OK. Your show dashboard displays various widgets that display important system information and allow you to configure some system options. To check configure the hostname, go to System Settings. Under System Time, set Time Zone, set time, which have 3 options: NTP, PTP and Manual Settings. In System tab, information about FortiGate administration and system configuration that you can do after installing the FortiGate in your network. Any changes done from GUI, you need to click Apply for save the running configuration. To configure admin access and change password, go to System Administrators, click Create New for creating new local user. Create a user similar to mine. To the management interface configure, go to Network Interfaces, click on Port 1, or the interface used for management. Check Administrative Access, enable HTTPS, SSH, FMG access and ping. Check Configure DNS settings. You can use dynamic or static DNS in FortiGate.
Now we check Configure Default Gateway. Navigate to Network Static Routes, open the route and check Details. Navigate to Log and Report for checking log settings are functional or not. Navigate to System Feature Visibility to enable or disable security and networking features as needed. Some advanced features are hidden by default but can be activated. FortiGate system certificates ensure secure communication, authentication, and encryption. Administrators can manage them under system certificates for HTTPS, SSL VPN, and integration with PKI or third-party CAs.
Based on our lab diagram, we need to configure WAN IP and WAN port means FortiGate port 1. Go to Network Interfaces, double-click on the WAN interface port 1. Set alias WAN port 1 and select Role WAN. We have already added the WAN IP. In this lab scenario, the WAN IP serves as the management IP. After the WAN IP configuration complete, then need to check gateway of the WAN and DNS. Then check internet access via ping. Now we are creating LAN in FortiGate port 2. IP address is 172.16.20.1. Let's start. Set alias and role LAN. Then set the LAN IP and administrative access, allow ping and HTTPS and SSH. Click OK for Save LAN Configure and Current Configure. LAN gateway ping is OK. Now moving to configure DMZ zone based on diagram. In FortiGate port 3 we are configured DMZ zone. Go to Network and then Interface, then double-click on port 3. Set alias and role DMZ. After that, set DMZ IP 10.101.20.124. Set administrative access, allow only ping. Enable device detection for local MAC address filtering, then click OK for Save Configure. In step 7 we are connecting PC and server with FortiGate. First go to Firewall Settings, port 2 for LAN and port 3 for DMZ. Then go to LAN PC settings, change network adapter settings to LAN segment. Now go to DMZ PC or server settings, change network adapter settings to DMZ segment. Power on LAN and DMZ PC or server. After login the LAN zone PC, first setting up IP 172.16.20.20. After setting up IP we need to check ping to gateway, DMZ zone and internet. Ping failed accepted to DMZ zone and the internet because of no policy introduce. Now in DMZ server or PC as like setting up IP and test ping. Ping failed accepted to DMZ zone and the internet because of no policy introduce. Step 8 and 9 Firewall Policies and NAT Configuration and Policy Test. Configure Firewall Policy for LAN to Internet. Go to Policy and Objects then Firewall Policy. Create a new policy. Set name, LAN to Internet, Incoming Interface, LAN, Outgoing Interface, WAN Source, all. Destination, all, service, all action, accept, enable NAT, if needed, we configure security policy later. Enable all log. Click OK. LAN to Internet Firewall Policy configure done, policy byte show 0. Now we are trying to ping from LAN PC. Ping is successful. Now, we will set a specific policy for LAN to Internet access. We will define a fixed LAN IP to allow Internet access. My fixed LAN PC IP is 172.16.20.20. We will create an address for the LAN PC as shown below. After that, we tested browsing Google from the LAN PC browser, and it worked as expected. This confirms that my policy is working correctly. OK, now step 10 is to configure and check Internet and DMZ service access from the LAN PC. We are trying to access DMZ zone server or PC from LAN zone. From the LAN PC, try to access the DMZ server IP using ping, but it's not working. Why? Because there is no policy or route. Now, we will configure access policy from the LAN PC to DMZ and verify connectivity. Create a new policy name, LAN to DMZ incoming interface, LAN, outgoing interface, DMZ. Source, LAN_PC_internet, 172.16.20.20. Already created, destination, DMZ_server, 10.101.20.111, created above. Service, wall, or specify required services, HTTP, SSH, RDP, etc., action, accept. No need to enable NAT because internal services don't require NAT. Click OK to apply the policy. After policy creation from the LAN PC, trying to access the DMZ server IP using ping is working. Now from the DMZ PC, trying to access the LAN PC IP using ping is not working. From the LAN PC, checking Windows firewall status and it's disabled. Back the DMZ PC, again checking ping it's not working. Why? There is no policy or route. Now, create a policy for DMZ to LAN. Please follow me as we create a DMZ to LAN policy. Now, checking the ping from the DMZ PC to the LAN zone PC, it's working. The policy is being used, which is why bytes are showing in the traffic logs. In this step 11, LAN PC some internet service block configure and check. Let's start. In this part, we are going to explain how to use a static URL filter to block access to Facebook and its subdomain in our network.
Go to Security Profiles Web Filter and edit the default web filter profile. Warning: this device is not licensed for the FortiGate web filtering service. Traffic may be blocked if this option is enabled. You should note that this VM is under an evolution license, so some features may not be working. However, the live environment is functioning properly. Here is some default block, monitoring and allow category there. Now, go to the static URL filter, select the URL filter, and then click Create. Further then set URL to facebook.com, set type to wildcard, set action to block and set status to enable. Save it by selecting OK. Now you have successfully enabled web filter to block Facebook. Go to Policy and Objects Firewall Policy for add this web filter profile and LAN to Internet policy. In this policy under Security Profiles, enable web filter and select the default web filter profile. OK for save the policy. Now we have successfully deployed the policy that blocked the user to visit Facebook and its subdomains. From LAN PC it's not blocked because of license issue. However, the live environment is functioning properly. You can enable other security profile and policy. Live environment is functioning properly. You can edit and create profile as like me. Now, this policy is in effect and has been successfully enabled. You can also check the policy usage by selecting the byte option. Now, DMZ server internet and other service configure and check. Let's start.
First, from the LAN PC check IP address. After that, from the DMZ PC check IP address. Try to ping from DMZ PC to LAN PC, ping is not working because of no route or policy. Now need to create a policy for LAN to DMZ access. Let's do. Create LAN to DMZ Firewall Policy, click Create New. Set name, incoming interfaces LAN. Outgoing interface is DMZ, source LAN block or specific PC IP, destination. Create new address, set name, subnet or IP range, then click OK. Set the DMZ address in destination. Set service all or specify required services like ping HTTP, SSH, RDP. Set action is accept and NAT is disable. Set logging enable all session if required. Check enable policy, then click OK to save. Now from the LAN PC try to ping to DMZ's own PC. From the LAN PC to DMZ's own ping reachability, it's working. Please create a DMZ to Internet access policy. Configure it only if required, otherwise, no changes are needed. Kindly follow my instructions for configuring this policy. Here need to enable NAT for access Internet. Now from the DMZ zone server or PC try to access Internet via ping in browser, it's working. Our DMZ zone network and policy configure is complete. Now move to next steps. Step 13 is DMZ server file server configure and testing.
I have a Windows PC acting as a file server, and now I want to share the E drive for file access from other PCs. Rename the drive to File Server. Right-click on the E drive, and select Give Access to, then click on Advanced Sharing. Check the box that says Share this folder, then set a command as your wish. Click Permissions to set access levels, read, change, full control. In this case I am select full control. Click Apply and then OK. File sharing has been successfully complete. Now check from this PC it's working or not. From this PC it's working. Now, other PCs on the network should be able to access the E drive using the network path 10.101.20.11. In this drive create a folder which name is A for understanding. To access the shared E drive from another PC, first login. Check ping for reachability, check using IP. Press Win plus R, type //10.101.20.22 or file server IP, and press Enter. If prompted, enter the username and password of the file server. You should see the shared E drive listed. Click on it to access files. Open File Explorer and right-click on this PC. Select Map Network Drive. Choose a drive letter, for example, C. In the folder field, type path of file server. File shared and mapping complete. Now checking share permissions on the file server. To check and edit files and folders just like I do. File server working fine from user and server file and folder access permissions okay?
Now step number 15 is IPSec VPN configuration and testing. First create a user group for VPN. Go to User and Authentication and User Groups. Click Create New and name the group. Select Firewall as the group type, then click OK for Save this group. Now create VPN users. Go to User and Authentication, then User Definition. Click Create New, then Local User. Enter the username and password. Optionally, enable two-factor authentication, 2FA, if needed, then add the created to group this users. Click Submit to finished user and group. Now create a IPSec VPN. First check IPSec tunnel. Here is no tunnel. Go to VPN to IPSec wizard. Here is multiple option to create IPSec VPN like site to site, hub and spoke and remote access. We configure remote access VPN. Set VPN name. Set remote device type client-based like FortiClinet. Then incoming interface, select the WAN interface. Authentication method, pre-shared key, enter a strong key. Select user group which created. Then local interface, select the LAN or DMZ, and add local address of LAN or DMZ block. Now set client address range for FortiClient user. Then click Next. Next and Object Summary, click Create. If configuration is OK, show the VPN has been set up. Now show the tunnel already new VPN has show. Now check the firewall policies. Go to Policy and Objects, Firewall Policy. You can show already a VPN policy is created automatically. Go to Network to Interfaces, a logical VPN interface created automatically. Step 16 is Internet User PC IP Configure and Internet Service Check. We create a Internet User PC and VMware, based on diagram need to add network interface on Internet PC, as like bridge interface in our scenario. Power on the PC. After logging the Internet PC, first we add the IP address gateway based on diagram. Now check Internet from Internet PC. As my scenario, we download the FortiGate VPN software. FortiGate VPN software, please follow as like me. Downloading the software from the internet, that means Internet PC successfully access Internet. In this stage, step 17 is from Internet user PC FortiGate download and install. Downloading FortiGate images take time like 12 to 15 minutes. Accept license agreements, then click Next and follow as like me. Click Finish to complete FortiGate install. Steps 18 from Internet user PC IPSec VPN configure using FortiGate. Now check ping to access or reachability, check gateway and VPN firewall IP. Ping is OK, that means reachability from Internet PC to VPN firewall. Now open the FortiGate from desktop. Accept the acknowledgement. Then configure VPN. Select IPSec VPN and enter the following details. Set the connection name, description, remote gateway as VPN firewall public-facing IP. Set the pre-shared key when create previously. Click Save Login, then set the username as VPN username. Then click Save. Enter the password of the VPN user. Then click Connect. It's take too long to connect. Disconnect VPN. Now check why it take time to connection. We check with VPN IPsec profile. Check the VPN parameter like IK, Phase 1 and Phase 2 FortiGate with FortiGate Firewall, please following me. All parameter check and change completed. Now trying to connect VPN. Then you show VPN name, user ID and IP of VPN which accepted. Check functionality VPN. Step 19 Internet PC Try access DMZ server via RDP and file access. Form the Internet PC, open command prompt. Ping to DMZ server PC IP 10.101.20.111. Form Internet PC to DMZ zone server over the ping is not reachable. Now open FortiGate for VPN connecting. Using the VPN credential, login into the VPN. VPN is connected. Now try to ping to DMZ zone server. From Internet PC to DMZ zone PC ping is working, that means VPN and policy is working. Based on the diagram, reachability working. Back to the firewall, check VPN status and policy status. In this stage, from Internet user try to access DMZ zone file server. Go to run and search /10.101.20.111 its file server IP and it's working. Now add file server as a map drive. Now, delete a folder from the file server to check if the sync is working or not. If the folder is not showing on the DMZ server, that means the sync is working. Now, check the VPN policy usage and other status details. Now, installing Ethernet information services for web checking in DMZ server. Press Win+R, type up wiz.cpl, and hit enter or program and feature. Click turn Windows features on or off on the left panel. Click OK, then prompt click Let Windows Update download the files for you. Need 10 to 15 minutes to install these packages. Restart your computer if prompted. Installed complete, close and test. Form DMZ server. Open a browser and go to http://localhost. If EAS is installed correctly, you will see the EAS default welcome page. Check the web access from an Internet PC over the VPN. Open a browser and go to http://10.101.20.11. From VPN enable to access web page. Previously, we configured all services for VPN users. Now, only allow ICMP for VPN users. After that, check from the VPN user's PC whether the previous web service is accessible or not. As expected, the web page is not working because the VPN user is only allowed to access ICMP. Steps 20 is firewall log checking. Go to Dashboard, explore sections like CPU, memory, session, VPN, etc. Go to Log and Report option for forward traffic, local traffic, event log, user authentication log, VPN and other logs. How can I check the log details? Follow me. This is the final stage of learning FortiGate basics, focusing on troubleshooting and essential daily commands. Check system status, firmware license status, serial and etc. Get system performance status for check CPU and memory usage. View real-time traffic usage, diagnose systop. Ping a destination from FortiGate using execute ping destination IP. Execute traceroute destination IP for traceroute to a destination. Enable debugging for troubleshooting like traffic, VPN, etc.
In this video, we'll cover FortiGate basics, including setup, firewall policies, NAT, VPN, security features, traffic monitoring, logs, and troubleshooting. Thanks for watching, stay secure, and see you in the next video.